I just sold all of my freaking silver, and this is coming from a guy who bought silver around right here on these super cheap prices. Okay, I have more than 2x my money, but it's time to sell. Don't get intimidated by this chart. I'm gonna very well simplify this, but I actually have 7 reasons why I sold all my silver right here at $93. Actually, right before I made this video, I made the decision to sell, and I did fully out, except for physical silver. And also, to be transparent, I do hold 1 share of each thing, but that's just me within, you know, like the 1% chance that I'm wrong. I have 1% in there, you know what I'm saying? But I always do that, honestly. I always just leave a little bit of change in there just in case. It also helps me, by the way, as to not feel like anything. If I do see it rally just a little bit more, I'm like, okay, at least I got a little bit in. This is not financial advice. This is my personal opinion. I don't think anybody else is selling silver right now. People aren't really seeing stuff because we're all way too greedy. So right here, we had a huge rally of silver in 1980, and then it dumped. And then the same thing right here in 2011, and then it dumped. And then now this is like a super rally right here. I'm not saying that it's going to come all the way back down here. What I'm saying is that it's either going to come all the way back down here, or it's going to come at least 50%, at least maybe right here to $50, or even down here. The point is, it's gonna scare some people, you know, maybe a 30% pullback, something like that, before it continues higher, if it does. Not the point is, I don't care what it does. Okay, so reason number 1 is the fact that when I did buy silver a long time ago, I actually had set my take profit place from $93 to $100. So 93 is right here, 100 is right here. So I did, at that point, I had, before it did this huge move, before I'm emotional and greedy because of the move, right? When it was still over here, I was like, hey, this is the time to take profit, right? So there was a reason why I did that. But right now, obviously, emotions change, and so you don't want to follow your rules, right? My thing was 93 to 100 bucks. I just sold at 93 because I don't want to risk that I was wrong. It doesn't even go there. I still think it will, but that's reason number 1, which is that I'm following a thesis of someone, which is me, that called it around right here. It pumped right here, and then my take profit was here. So it's done it so far, and I was unbiased at that time. I wasn't like super euphoric because, you know, like I made so much money out of it or whatever. So I'm trusting that over how I am right now. Reason number 2, if you take a measured move from this low, right, to the high right here, or actually this high right here, better yet, okay? If you take that and then you copy and paste it, and you just put one on top of the other, right? It will bring you to about right here, which is $96, okay? So the idea is that when you have a cup and handle pattern, which is this right here, this cup, and then it comes down handle, and then blast off, is that the measured move is basically whatever the move was from here to here, will just duplicate up here, or it'll be in half, right? Like it'll be the halfway mark, which you can actually see right here. We kind of did have a little pullback on the halfway mark, because it's either it does halfway mark or it usually just goes in the full mark, and then from there it might retrace back to the halfway mark, you know, $70 or whatever. Anyways, the other thing is the RSI. So this right here in the bottom is how heated the move is, whether it's, you know, we're too overbought or too oversold, and then we kind of need to balance that out, right? If you look at the RSI right now, above the red line means it's overheated. That means it's too much, it's overbought, okay? Under, or right here, is that it's oversold, okay? So with that being said, we're on the 12 months. Let me go on the 1 month chart. Okay, so on the 1 month chart, you can actually see it right here. Right here, this first 1980s pump, right? We overheated all the way to about 97. You can see it right here on the side. About 97 is how high it went. Right here, 97. And then for the 2011 pump, right, which we pumped even higher, we only went to about 86. So actually under here. So it was actually a divergence. And now where are we? Right now, we're basically above the 2011. So we're more heated than we were in 2011, but less than we were in 1980, right? Because they were still kind of away from that line by about 4% or whatever. So I do assume that maybe we have like one last push to just bring as much retail as possible, right? Maybe towards $100, or my actual if you see on my post, I actually posted that I think it'll be between 100 and 120. I'm happy taking my profit here, and I'm happy seeing it go up there and not caring, right? And I do expect that once we hit that level is that we see some type of resistance. That's reason number 2, 3, 4, who cares? So the other reason is actually these Bollinger bands right here, right? These Bollinger bands on the monthly price in this recent run, right, was always kind of, if you look at the Bollinger band right there, we've always kind of been right at it, right? The only time where we kind of went way above it was like right here, and we were above it by 22%, right? Basically, the price should not be way over the Bollinger band. Right here, same thing. About, dang, way more, freaking 54%, right? But right now, if you look at where we're at, so the Bollinger band actually ends, right now is right here on the monthly, right? Right, where that black dotted line is. If you take that and where we're at right now, or the very top, That's 30%. That's a huge amount. Usually, if you have 30% over the monthly Bollinger Band, the next month is not too good. The next month kind of brings us back to reality, you know what I'm saying? So it's not so overheated. That's kind of my thing at the moment. I'll still tell you my other reasons, is that I'm out and I will just look at what happens next month. You know, if there's a pullback, amazing, I can get in at, you know, at much cheaper. So the other reason is that it kind of feels stupid to sell here, right? And if I tell people I'm selling silver, they're like, are you stupid? Like, are you slow? Like, there's something wrong with you? Like, all of this, all of that, supply shortage. There's always reasons for everything, right? But the idea is that whenever it feels stupid and it feels like everybody else is doing one thing, you want to be doing the complete opposite. You want to be fearful when people are greedy and greedy when people are fearful. So at this moment here, especially as it nears $100, I really think that once it hits $100, that's what I'm saying, is like, it could still hit it, is that it's going to be all over the news. All the retail is going to come in. People are going to, you know, people who don't know what is going on in the world, what is going on with silver, they're going to see that, what, silver is like, what, can it go higher, you know, and then they'll get in, and that's where smart money is going to be offloading, in my personal opinion. That's what I believe is going to happen. And then, you know, they sell for a loss, and then we can buy back in later. And then my other reason is that I can always buy it back in. So if it does continue to just pump, right, I'm not going to buy in, because it could just be one of those, sometimes what happens is that, you know, the real top is here, but we still pump super quickly, and then we dump just as quickly, and then we come back here and it just leaves a wick, right? So this will be the candle fully closed, and then this will just be one huge wick. That could happen. So, but if it doesn't happen, we actually stay there, maybe we come back, we bounce, and then I'll get back in. I really don't care if I get back in a little bit higher, but the point is that I'm de-risking. I'm trying to protect my capital, because right now it's very risky to stay in here, whereas down here it wasn't as risky. Okay, genuinely, I am happy with my profits, and therefore I've officially sold all of my silver except for my physical, of course, and I'm pretty happy. Not financial advice. If you want more videos, comment, subscribe. Psych.